we're doing the crash out tier list. Starting off with Kevin Holland. I think man's he could win fights if he just tried a little harder, but who fights Khamzat on a day's notice? That's crash out tendencies. Stopping robberies. That's crash out tendencies. Talking shit while you're knocking somebody out. That's crash out tendencies. But not yet to the level of which we will see later on. And next up, the downfall has been depressing. If you just look at the headline, I don't really want to talk too much about like too controversial shit. Like, that's not the kind of person I am. But bro is tweaking and fighting people who aren't fighters, like tweaking. And I hope he gets the help he needs, and I hope he wins a fight, man. I mean, I know people say he should retire, but just one more fight. Am I right? All right, next one. Let's do, bro. Like, ever since the Leon Edwards fight, I feel like everybody just does not take him seriously. And like, even after beating Jorge, he got rocked in the face. Like, he went to the cops. Not telling you what my opinion, like right, wrong, whatever, but he's not a crash out. And along with that, we should go to Khamzat. I feel like he's tamed it down a little bit. I want to say crash out. Like, he's starting fights with the gym. That's how the whole Kevin Holland thing was even promotable. But, recently after Kamaru Usman, I feel like his stock dropped a lot. Screaming all that. I don't even want to say. I don't know if YouTube would take it down. But screaming crazy shit in the stage, saying you would kill everybody. That's definitely crash out energy. I'm going to put him tweaker, honestly. Because, like, I feel like maybe, like, a year or two ago, you could say he's a crash out. But right now, nah. Benoit, Saint Denis. I definitely thought Dustin was going to win that one. I know everyone's saying, like, oh, Benoit. I did say he was going to lose against Matt Favola. I was wrong. I have nothing else to say after that. Like, I was wrong. Whatever. Move on. Okay. But Mans is a killer. We know that he's like in the French Navy SEALs. Definitely murdered people, but seems like a pretty respectful guy. Next one. I know you guys are gonna be surprised by seeing Dricus up here. Like, he's a nice guy. Okay, controversial statement. The whole Israel Adesanya, like, African king shit. Dricus to play. I think it's kind of. I would say, like, you're South African, but like, what you were saying you're gonna be the first, like, African champ. Like, that's a little disrespectful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we know what you meant. Like, that's a. Okay. Next one, major crash out. Man, what is his name? I swear to God, I know his name. It's slipping my mind. But we know who he is. I mean, how are you going to fight MMA with one eye? That's crash out tendencies. Okay, even more. Imagine you're just chilling with your girl, right? You're having a nice date. You give her a little kiss on the cheek. You're like, oh, And then some man with one eye just rocks your shit for that. That's crash out tendencies, bro. That's crazy crash out tendencies. Not even tendencies, bro. You're a crash out. You got one eye, knocking people out for kissing their girl. Crash out. Next. Ooh. I want to say tendencies. Like, bro is pretty badass. Like, but he's talking shit to everybody. He fought Islam on, like, short notice. Like, I feel like crash out is like a little bit like you kind of just don't give a fuck, right? You fight anybody, anywhere, but also like anybody, including like the law that's involved. You know what I mean? And Bobby, but that's not related to. That's like later on. But Bobby Green has tendencies, with the whole Armand thing. Like, he was getting 1-on-5. He didn't give a fuck. Like, he was standing his business. So we fuck with Bobby Green. Speaking Armand, I'm put that in tendencies too. How are you gonna pull up on Bobby Green for like talking about how wrestling is like, you know what I mean? Like, and slapping him too? That's crazy. I feel like they're both kind of on the same energy. The difference is that, you know, Armand did the whole knee punch combo. He's dangerous. Moving on. Sergey. Tendencies. And I only say this because he's knocking everybody out except for Tom Aspinall, which I said Tom Aspinall was going to win. But he's knocking everybody out and then gambling all his win bonus the next day. Like, that's just, you don't give a fuck anymore. You just fighting to gamble. And that's scary. That's a scary dude. Next one is Michael Chandler. Wannabe. Bro, you're not fighting Conor McGregor, bro. Watch Conor McGregor get the Dustin Poirier fight. Part 4. Michael Chandler just wasted like 2 years of his. Now he's like 37, I think. Maybe even 30. I think he's 37. Like, man, I know it's like a big payday and everything, but is it even a payday? Like, I don't know what his contract looks like. Like, but come on, man. Like, it's at this point, I don't even know what to say. I just feel bad for him. Moving on. Crash out. Bro, I saw this shit with all the streamers, like, and then meeting, you know, Donald Trump the next day, and I don't even want to talk too much about him because it's like, I don't know if the video gets taken down or like the CIA is like watching this shit, but I don't know how you can say certain things about a former president and other things that Sean Strickland says in like a 1 minute span and not like have a watch list on you, you know? Like, bro jumped on Dricus to Plessis in the middle of a crowd, which was great promo, you know? The way he fights is like very, you know, I'm not saying fighting style is involved, but he'll have a crash out moment, but he's pretty technical. But he is a crash out. He is a crash out. And if it wasn't for the UFC, who knows where this man would be. I think we would know, but shout out for him for making it, you know? Next up, both TJ Dillashaw fights. If Colby, what the fuck did I just say? If Cody didn't like just get emotional and then just start throwing shit, he wouldn't get knocked out. I mean, he might have gotten knocked out, but both of those fights he was doing well, and then like he just can't hold it. Like, he can't keep it with himself. The Kai Kara Fran shit. Yeah. Justin Gaethje. You know, when I was making these, like, picking the fighters, a lot of it was influenced by their fight styles, and I feel like he's actually not really that, like, I don't even want to say wannabe. I don't know if he even belongs on this shit. He's just like explosive fighter, but he seems like a pretty nice guy. Like, he's not really a crash out at all. So I'm gonna put it here. This only because, like, you see that one video of him trying to wrestle Eddie Alvarez and then like he defends his own takedown. Like, that's some crazy shit, you know. Josh Emmett. After, oh my god. Oh, after he knocked out Bryce Mitchell, I feel like he just goes on there for that one knockout. Like, that was just, you were trying to catch a body. Bro, that shouldn't have been legal, bro. Bro was sieging. Like, it's OD. And bro's tattoos are some of the worst I've ever seen. But moving on. Y'all know, this is my first video, so I guess you guys don't know, but Song Yadong is one of my favorite fighters. Like, he's a respectful guy. I swear he could have won the Peter Yan fight if he wasn't, like, so emotional. I swear, like, he's so good, but you can see, like, it's bubbling underneath the surface. Like, he is not a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but, like, if you piss him off a little bit, he would just start, like, it leaks out of him. And he has, like, limited English, But every English word he learns is like another vocabulary to talk shit. And it slips out. Like after the Chris Gutierrez fight, he was talking shit, you know? And during the Peter Yan fight, he gets hit. He starts shaking his head, you know, moving his hands like he's taunting. Like, I think he could win. I think if they had a rematch and he like calmed down, he could beat Peter Yan. He could be a champion. I'm biased. I don't care. Next up, Shavkat. I see like a lot of things are in tendencies. Just for the Jeff Neal one, I should guess this is not in any particular order. I could order them after I finish putting all these. I could just do it right now. I would put. Nah, fuck it. It's too much work. Shavkat for the Jeff Neal choke. I think we all felt like a certain type of way about it. You know, like that shit was not. That shit gotta be a little racist. Like, just a little bit, you know? Like, standing up, choking a guy, and then, how are you gonna, like, finish Wonder Boy like that? Like, Jack Black was in the crowd, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the nice guy, and you just did that to him. Little tendencies. Homelander. Mans is Homelander. We all know John Jones. I don't need to get into it. Mans is Homelander. Scary as hell. Nothing more you can really say. You know, if you don't know, you don't know. I don't want to get into it. John Jones, crazy crash out. And the last two. How are you going to make a movie about how you're a UFC champion before you win the championship? And everyone loves Volk now. And then you became the villain. And then you knock him out like that. That's just... It's too much, bro. And the last one, Alex Pereira. This is different, though. Like, Alex Pereira is like... These three people over here, like, what adds to their crash out is, like, the shit they did outside the UFC cage. Alex Pereira, I just feel like hunting a man down into a sport and then knocking him out. Well, it was a TKO, but taking his championship belt, then going up a weight class, beating the guys that he couldn't beat, becoming a double champ before Izzy. That's some crash out activities, you know? And now he wants to, like, be the first double champion in, like, the shortest amount of, not double champion, but the first champion defense in the shortest amount of time. Jamal Hill and then Magomed. It's pretty crash out. Like, I don't know. Fuck it. This is my tier list. Boom.